Okay, so another one here. So I thought, okay, one of my sons is home from college and he's getting started and he wants some business advice. And I thought, hey, Claude, let's see what he can do with it. So I had him type in, and this is another one where it's just you kind of shake your head and you're like, oh man, this is awesome. So here it is, young audio engineer, which he is, looking to start recording clients for money and make me a foolproof plan to access multiple new clients. Okay. I have access to two different studios, and he named them here in Atlanta, which he does, right? So he's been hanging around as an intern at a couple of these places. And then Claude says, oh, well, I have some questions. What kind of clients do you want? And here's some examples. What's your current experience level? Are you new or what? And then why did I ask this question? Very cool. Very, very cool to get in the mind of the flow here and the thinking module of all these models. What's your approximate budget? And it's kind of funny. I told him tree fitty, which is kind of a fun term to throw out there, tree fitty. And he answered, right. He said, I'm looking to record music artists in any genre, but specifically hip hop. I'm a professional audio engineer in the eyes of the best audio engineers available today, blah, 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 blah. Okay. My budget is tree fitty. Okay, go think 359 sources, 7.5 minutes. Oh my God. Your Atlanta recording studio blueprint, acquisition blueprint is ready. Analysis of local hip hop scene, strategic pricing, tree fitty, marketing budget allocation, which I thought was kind of a little bit of a joke, but evidently you can do stuff with 350. Digital marketing tactics, 90-day action plan, which is perfect for him. He's just getting out of, he's a third, moving a fourth year student at Kennesaw State. And, he needs help thinking through stuff. And then here it is. And it's lovely, but noted, where did you get this? And then he goes, oh yeah, I don't know Apache, but I go to this one and I go to Masquerade all the time. And then he said, yeah, Instagram, yeah, I got it. And then he starts looking and he's like, yeah, I'm on Discord and I don't know what Thumbtack is. And that seems weird. Okay, not so great there, but it's just a thought. So this is where it gets scary. I said, before you read the next paragraph, how much you charging? He came up with exactly that number. And he was thinking about this number minus $5 an hour for the self, for the easy stuff. So 40 or 65. It's like exactly market rate. And he's hanging out with lots of people who know the business and understand. And then this, he said, hey, $1.99 or $199 for, combo, or $3.99 for 6 hours and 3 songs. He said, man, that's a great idea, because people come in, they got limited money to get started, and they, kind of, don't, they get a little bit sticker shock by the hour, so if you could discount them in bundles, that gets them in $99 trial session, gets them in the door. He said, that's awesome. I'm going to do that. And then, so he goes through and he reads this. He's like, oh yeah, yeah. Here's how you spend your tree fitty. 75 on Instagram, $25 for targeted ads. It's awesome. 60 on business cards. And I don't know about that. Promo materials. I guess that's stickers and QR codes. Okay. $50 for Facebook and TikTok. Okay. 35 for guerrilla marketing. Oh, there's their stickers right there. Okay. So not too bad. MailChimp, start plan, do some email marketing. Okay. Personal network, join the association, go to these clubs again. And again, this is a list that gets you thinking. So let's go figure out where these places are and go find other things. Magic City. Yeah. And then Sound Table. Oh, go partner with these places and then give them a promo offering, which is kind of cool. Develop relationships, which is absolutely key, and do a referral. And he thought, oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. Content, portfolio content, land specific resources. You can go get accelerator grant, which he thought was pretty cool. He never thought about going to get startup money or get an investor. But he is now, so that's kind of neat. And then off we go. Social media, 30-day action plan, do this. And then where was it? There was another one. Solidify 3 venue partnerships, develop packages, leverage success. I don't know. There was somewhere in here where it said you got to go to like 5 different events a week. So Oh man. So he's like, okay, yeah, I gotta, I gotta go figure it out. And then here he said, I said, hey, Hollis, the, the plan mentioned Instagram. Why don't you throw it out there and say, hey, give me the last 50 performers at every venue mentioned in that target market. Talk about Instagram and what hashtags are using. How can I use them as well? So a little typo there. And it did. It did. It absolutely did. And it came through and it goes, here's rising stars. You broke it down. Um, Rising stars you should connect with. And he knows like half these people, and then established artists. And he thought, oh, these are big time folks that are still in the local scene a little bit. And he thought, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I got to go, you could see the hamster wheel turning. Venue specific performer, um, and then, open mic night. And how do it know there's an open mic night? I don't know. Every third Tuesday. That's awesome. All the Instagram, at symbols. Yeah. So here's hashtags, here's recording studio hashtags, here's genre, location. Oh my God. Engagement, viral, whatever. He said that was a misspelling, and that he's seen there's like a B in there somewhere. So I don't know where that came from, but you do have to kind of watch, because it'll misspell things and misspell names if you're not careful. So you definitely have to watch this and edit pretty hard before you send it out to production or in front of a customer. Man, look at that. Oh my God. There's just too much here. Too much good stuff. And that's where you get into trouble. You quit reading critically. And then I said, hey, what do you know? Why don't you put your name in, see what it knows about you? And then it said, sorry, don't know Delta Hollis. It might be new emerging artist, which he is. And then here's what you can do to help, and then tag some photos and whatever. If they are a local artist, that's who you want. Follow them, engage, look for opportunities. You want to, and then it keeps asking questions. And then at that point, we're just kind of overwhelmed with the whole deal and very happy. Oh man. So what's this worth? I don't know, raise the level of BD for a young guy that's, really focused on, creating his craft as an audio engineer, as a rapper. He gets Instagram. He kind of knows that, shaking hands is important, and your network is super important. But there's a couple things in here that, expanded what he's thinking about, and that's super powerful. Yeah. I don't know, there's going to be the haves and have nots, and you got to get this. I don't see how you're going to be able to compete without it or something like it. Really, really cool outcome on this one.